Today we're going to be making something you never thought possible. Homemade flour tortillas. Let's get to it. Andale. Yeah! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Food. Tom here in the kitchen. Thank you so much for joining us. Tonight we're going Mexican style, TJ style, Ensenada style. We're making homemade flour tortillas right here on the Real Food set. In front of you guys in probably just a few minutes. Okay, so a lot of simple ingredients involved, not that expensive, so if you screw up, you make it again. But I just gotta tell you guys, first of all, I grew up on the East Coast, so I didn't really have a flour tortilla until I was honestly probably about 22, 23 years old. So if I can do this, you can do this, okay? So we're gonna do it step by step, just a few ingredients and just a few utensils in your kitchen, and it's gonna be so muy easy-o, as they say in Spanish. Muy easy-o, okay? So let's start out very simply with 2 cups of flour, okay? And I would keep your measurements pretty precise here. So we're going, there's 1 cup, and there's 2 cups, close to it. Okay, there you go. So there's just a few dry ingredients, as you will see. So we have that, and then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt, kosher salt. It's a little bit finer, or it's a little bit coarser. Put that in there like that. And then basically to that you want to just add a half a teaspoon of baking powder. So we'll just kind of eyeball that. We'll do a half of a, this is a teaspoon, so a half a teaspoon would be half of this, which is a teaspoon. Okay, that's a little bit more, so we won't put it all in. That's okay if you go over a little bit. So we'll put it a little back in the container there. We'll keep it for our next time. How's that? Okay, so we want to whisk this up a little bit. I don't know where my whisk is. I thought I had one here, and it looks like I'm missing my shortening too. I'm going to have to grab that out of the fridge. But anyway, just give that a little mix. Okay, all your dry ingredients, that's all you got to do. So next what we want to do is we want to add some shortening. So you can use shortening, you can use lard, you can use butter. Depending on which way you want to go, it all kind of pretty much cooks the same. The taste is a little bit different. And also some people use like rendered bacon fat, which is a good thing, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use 1/4 cup, which is about 4 tablespoons of this liquid, or of this shortening. You can just buy it in the grocery store. They sell it in buttered flavor. You know, some people may know this as Crisco. So you buy that. And then just kind of go in here with your hands, okay? And just kind of crumble it up a little bit. Okay, so just crumble it up, keeping one hand out of the bowl because, you know, you may need this. You don't want 2 dirty hands to start with. That would not be a good thing. Sometimes you get both hands in there and you got to do something. You got crap all over this hand, crap all over that hand. You got crappy hands. One thing that like I said, sometimes people use rendered bacon fat for the whole thing. I like adding a couple tablespoons to this, which you can see I keep and save bacon fat every time that I cook bacon. I will put a little bit in the jar here, okay? And that's going right in there like that. I'm not going to do too much because you don't want the dough too wet. But that should be enough, just 2 tablespoons. And when you're cooking these, you will be able to taste the bacon, if you can believe that, okay? To that, we want to add 2/3 of a cup of warm water, okay? This is warm. This is almost bordering on hot. But just kind of put that in there a little bit at a time. And this is where it kind of gets messy, okay? But that's all right. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Tom, why are you going through all of this when you can just go to the store and buy a pack of flour tortillas? Well, all I can tell you is taste, okay? Taste is what will separate this from the tortillas you buy at the store. And once you try these, and you'll see how easy they are, you can make this dough ahead of time and freeze it probably for a few months and take it out and make your tortillas if you don't want to do them all at once. Or you can just make your tortillas, freeze them, and take them out as need be. But once you have a couple of these, you're never going to go back to the store-bought tortillas, I can tell you that. Okay, so once you get to this point here, I'm going to put a little bit of flour here on my countertop, because this is the exercise portion of the recipe, okay? This is where you're going to get the most exercise, and if you're out of shape right now, you're going to know it and you're going to feel it. So now I'm going to go in here, I'm going to do this with both hands, and this is what they call kneading the dough, okay? Kneading. With a K, not an N, okay? K-N, kneading the dough. So we're going to put this right out here like that on the floured surface. Very important that the surface is floured or it will stick. And then you're just going to start kneading this. And when I say kneading, you just kind of fold it over, bring it back, put a little bit more flour down on your countertop if you need to. Okay, so just kind of put that on there, fold it over. And you just keep doing this. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Tom, how long do I have to knead my dough? You know, for this particular recipe, I would say for about a good 5 minutes, okay? So we can spend 5 minutes doing this, or we can cut to the next shot and you can avoid 5 minutes of me just doing this. When you get to this point and you have it kneaded for about 5 minutes, what you'll have to do, or what you'll need to do, okay, is take some cellophane and we want to wrap this. And we want to let it rest for probably about 20 minutes, an hour, it's okay, but at the very least 20 minutes, keep it covered so it doesn't dry out like that, and put it off to the side. And there you go. So after about 20 minutes or an hour, let's go back and let's start making the tortillas. Okay, so after your dough is kneaded, after at least 20 minutes, take it out of the cellophane, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start making the tortillas. Okay, and there is kind of a procedure, and this is even good if you want to, you know, maybe go with a couple people rather than just do it by yourself, but you can do it by yourself, as you will see. So the main thing is, what size tortilla do you want to make? I don't want the big ones, the huge ones for right now, because they're going to be cooked in a cast iron frying pan, which you're going to see. Very important part of the process, a cast iron frying pan. It holds the heat. You want to get it up really high because these things are only going to take probably about 30 seconds on each side. Boom, it's going to be done. So we're going to get that sucker up to about medium-high heat, and then we're just going to let it sit like that for a little bit, okay? But for right now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to divide these up. So I like to go for maybe about a 6 or 8 inch tortilla, you know, just a little taco size. And I've found, I'm a scale guy, okay? And I like using the scale. So I have found to do a tortilla that size, you're probably looking at about 1.3, 1.4 ounces, and I know that's geeky, but that's okay. So we're going to cut off a piece here and see how close I'm going to get on this. That's probably about 1.4. I mean, come on now. Come on. Muy bueno, Tomas. I don't care what you say. Okay, 1.4. Okay, let's do another one here. I'm going to say this is a little bit lighter than 1.4. 1.2. Okay, so we're going to keep doing these. And I would, you know, however many you want to do, but what's that? 1.6. It's a big one. Muy grande tortilla. Okay, and we'll just keep popping these off like that, depending on how many you want to make. 1.6, another grande, and here's another one. 1.5. But see, all within relatively the same amount of weight. So we got, let me see, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's good to start. So what you want to do now is we want to roll these up in a little ball. Okay, each one's got to be in a ball, and make sure they're all nice and compacted. And you're going to get some more exercise now during this process as well. Now, if you're making a bunch of these, I would suggest getting a bunch of these already divided up into balls, because once this process starts of cooking these, it's going to go quick. So you want to have one ready as one's coming out, is what I'm saying. So we're going to just kind of roll these up. Try to, you know, keep them nice as compact as possible, because they are going to be getting rolled out. Okay, here's another one. Like this. And here's one more. So I would keep these covered under a towel while you're getting ready to do them. But so once you get to this process right now, I would turn on your cast iron frying pan to about medium high. Also important that You don't have to season your pan, you know, with oil or anything, but at least make sure that it's clean, okay? There's no crap stuck on the bottom, because once that starts getting hot, it's going to smoke up your kitchen. So make sure it's very, very clean at least. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to take a little bit of flour out on the counter. You're going to take your ball, push it down, flatten it out as best you can, go in there with the rolling pin, give it a turn, like so. That's all it is to it. Like I said, between the kneading of the dough and the rolling of the dough, getting some major forearm exercise right here. And you can see, or maybe you can't see, but I can see the grain in the cutting board right now. Not perfectly round, but you know what? These are homemade. They don't have to be perfectly round. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in a pan. It should be up to heat right now. Very, very thin, as you can see. So we're just going to go ahead and put it in a pan like this. In about 30 seconds, you're going to see it start to bubble. You can see it happening right there, all in real time. Okay, getting nice and bubbly. When it gets to that point, flip that bad boy over like that. Ah, there you go. What more could you ask for? Look at that. That is a beautiful thing. So anyway, you can keep going on these. You get the idea though. But make a bunch of them up ahead of time, the balls and rolled out, so you're ready to go. So let's take this out of the pan. That should be ready. You can see on that side, just charred about the same. Put it on the aluminum foil. We'll button it up. Okay, so these are nice and warm. We just have 2 of them in here right now. But the thing is once you make these, you got to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with them? How am I going to eat them? A little bit of butter. That's all you need, just a little bit of butter on these nice warm bad boys, okay? Nice and flexible, you can see. Just going to take a little bit of butter right on here like that. There you go. Fold it over however you want to. Little sandwich like that. Muy delicioso. This is great. You can't beat it. And probably costs about 2 cents to make, if that, okay? So try these, make these, explore your Mexican side once in a while, it's okay. Okay, so that's it for now. That's all I got. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's Tom, and thanks so much for stopping by the Real Food YouTube channel. If you liked the video, just hit the like button down below, and also hit the subscribe and that little notification bell so you know next time we post a video. See you soon.